Get something for your comfort when you're feeling all alone. I'm your good friend, the Bible says, but I'm coming for to carry you home.
All organizations, whether in the nonprofit sector or the commercial sector, use advertising to reach their intended audience. While the nonprofit sector generally tries to raise awareness for an issue, the commercial sector generally tries to sell a product. In the past, organizations have used logical, linear models to promise some change by using their product. Programs like UNICEF have shown examples of extreme poverty to encourage donations, just as corporate brands like Nike have shown athletes becoming superstars by wearing their shoes. Both stories rely on the viewer to associate the product with achieving some result. The NGO Water is Life and Old Spice, though vastly different organizations, both discard linear advertising models to rely on absurdity and contrast to achieve their goals. Employing sarcasm, the characters in each ad campaign playfully mock the intended audience, teasing viewers to question and reform their pre-existing assumptions about each brand.
I hate when my phone charger won't reach my bed.
I hate when my leather seats aren't heated.
When I go to the bathroom and I forget my phone.
Le mette radio dans machine à laver, yo commence sentir.
I hate it when my house is so big. I need 2 wireless washers.
When my make gun makes my hot water taste too cold.
When I have to write my maid a check, but I forget her last name.
M'pa ka écrit message devant marcher en même temps.
Moi te quitté casse en bas.
Moi raï les voisins bloqué internet là.
I hate it when I tell them no pickles and they still give me pickles.
The Water is Life campaign, hashtag First World Problems Are Not Real Problems, is the first ever campaign that attempts to kill a Twitter hashtag rather than start one. Though the trend initially started as a joke, the hashtag First World Problems is now tweeted about 5 times per second. Water is Life questioned the purpose of the hashtag by using different Haitians to recite First World Problem tweets into the camera. Initially, the campaign appears ludicrous, but its oddly funny tone clearly distinguishes it from other morose development campaigns.
And when children are held back, so is our world. UNICEF's mission is to create a better world by advocating for the protection of children's rights.
The Haitians look uncomfortable and out of place as they stare into the camera, some laughing while others appear frustrated, not knowing how to feel. Yet the poverty behind the subjects mixed with their scripted dialogue creates a strong contrast between the first world tweets and the third world reality. Instead of highlighting Haiti's poverty, the citizens validate themselves by instead exposing the educated people's myopic viewpoint. Especially as they console viewers in personalized responses, the Haitians mock the typical development commercial while calling into question how much hashtag First World Problems tweeters truly empathize with the third world. The extent to which the Haitians understand the tweet's meanings remains ambiguous, but regardless of understanding, the upbeat music and sarcastic undertones protect the video from becoming another depressing ask for donations. Although the campaign enjoys amazing success with its first video exploding to over 830,000 views in 6 days and currently at over 2 million, critics emerged. German user experience designer Niklas Helberg discovered that the campaign does not use real hashtag First World Problem tweets and fabricated the individual tweets they respond to. Nigerian-American author Teju Cole also denounced the campaign as, quote, "I don't like this expression First World Problems. It is false and it is condescending. Yes, Nigerians struggle with floods or infant mortality, but these same Nigerians also deal with mundane and seemingly luxurious hassles. Connectivity issues in your BlackBerry, cost of car repair, how to sync your iPad, what brand of noodles to buy. third world problems. All the silly stuff of life doesn't disappear just because you're black and live in a poorer country. People in the richer nations need a more robust sense of their lives being lived in the darker nations. Here's a first world problem: the inability to see that others are as fully complex and as keen on technology and pleasure as you are." End quote. The individual response videos also strangely highlight the divide between the tweeter and Haiti, its travel montage taking up 40 seconds of the minute-long video. The viewer also can't discern what Haitians really think about the first world problems they're reciting. Their voices are tied to the script. If the point of the campaign was to start a conversation and find empathy between the first and third worlds, it seems that the Haitian voices are left out. To say the campaign furthers the gap between the first world tweeter and the third world Haitian can never be determined, but Water is Life's bold, personalized, and humorous approach to poverty awareness remains revolutionary.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man could smell like. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamond. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.
Much like the hashtag First World Problems campaign uses humor, Old Spice uses its "the man your man could smell like" campaign to mock assumptions of masculinity. Old Spice decided to cater their new campaign to the female audience because they discovered that women bought deodorant products, not men. They needed women to believe that Old Spice would make her man better than other, more feminine deodorants. Previous Old Spice commercials have focused solely on a male figure's journey to manliness, neglecting the female figure's importance.
You'll become yourself. You'll find success. Old Spice. The classic fragrance. The mark of a man.
Isaiah Mustafa became the face of the campaign to reincorporate the female viewer. Suavely teasing the fantasy that her boyfriend could be like him, Mustafa becomes the masculine stereotype. Traveling from shirtless in a towel onto a boat to finish the video smoothly riding a horse, he becomes a newer, more sensitive male explorer. Where the Water is Life campaign focuses on the dialogue's absurdity, Old Spice focuses on the environment's absurdity, specifically how it changes so rapidly. The ad is completely illogical, but it works. Mustafa's sensitivity encourages the female viewer to laugh at the masculinity while also promoting it. His confident, dry persona reimagines a desirable yet humorous man, a new figure that savvy women can feel good about liking.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me.
Mustafa openly acknowledges the absurdity of the romantic masculine fantasy. He begins the video remarking confidently, quote, "Sadly, he isn't me," end quote, as if making the male audience seem inadequate. Mustafa encourages the female viewer to reminisce on her romantic fantasy, as he becomes everything she might desire to see in her boyfriend. He offers her tickets, rides a horse, and even dresses up, displaying a level of classiness even men can aspire to. Mustafa simultaneously becomes desirable to both audiences. But he continually toys with the audience's perception of masculinity, using myriad props to improvise stories of manly adventure.
April Johnson Allen posts on Facebook, "Do you take calls from fans, or just calls from the wild?" Hello? May I speak to April? Hello, April. Yes, I take calls from fans and the wild. Please excuse me, I have another call. Oh, hello, dangerous prairie wolf. No, I can't go hunting with you today. I'm talking to the internet. Okay, bye. April, talk to you later. I love you.
Rather than force a set definition of manliness, Mustafa's performances encourage viewers to explore which manliness they most identify with. Though Water is Life may have failed in closing the gap between its third world and first world audiences, Old Spice succeeds in closing the gap between its male and female viewers. The female viewer can laugh at her naive romantic fantasy, while the male viewer can laugh at how he has tried to live the masculine lifestyle. The campaign empowers couples to redefine masculinity, while offering Old Spice as the only way to reach it. What do successful commercial campaigns like Old Spice mean for the future of social organizations like Water is Life? Though each sector differs in their goals, each rely incredibly on the audience to believe in their cause. It just seems here that selling Old Spice is easier than fostering global empathy. Ultimately, the viewer holds more power to interpret than he knows.